Hello everyone. Today my group will be presenting about 4 basic visuals in Power BI along with one extra visual outside of the Power BI base kit. So without further ado, let's start. My name is Bank and I will be presenting our first function which is called slicer. Now, the Power BI slicers are an interactive filtering components that allow you to analyze and filter your data in Power BI. They also provide a user-friendly way to focus on specific aspects or subsets of any information in your report or dashboard. Now, the first step is to import your Excel file first. So let's click on into your import your data from Excel. And here I already have my file ready, which is called Superstore US, where it contains all of the information of my shop, including products, sales, cost, and customer. Once you finish importing your data from your Excel, you need to check if there is any error in your data first. So in this case, let's just go into our data view. And in this case, it seems like everything is correct already. So let's go back to work on our slicer option. Now, the one important thing to note is that the slicer function cannot work on its own. And that is because it is meant to be used as a complement to other visualizations. So we need to make a couple of visuals first. So let's start with a pie chart first, for example. And for our pie chart, we'll just select on the product category and sales. And once we finish with our pie chart, we can just add another one. For this, I'll just add a bar chart. And again, we only have to select on the product category and sales. Now that we have two visualization ready, so as you can see that the data here is quite a little bit messy, right? So we can fix that with our slicer function, which looks like this. So we click on it. And then we only have to select on the product category and sales. And this is because it has to link to both of the visualization. And as you can see that in our slicer, it has the button where it links to our visual where we have furniture, technology, and office supplies. And for example, if we want to only focus on the furniture's data, we can just click on the furniture button right here. And as you can see here that all of the other data except the furnitures are gone. So as you can see that sum of sales for furniture is $50,000. And that will be it for our slicer function.
Okay, let's talk about the 100% stacked column chart. What should we use it for? It is to illustrate the proportional distributions of multiple data series in stacked columns. You can create the stacked column chart where the cumulative total of each column always adds up to 100%. This allows you to visually compare the relative percentage of the different data series. And for the first step, you need to upload the Excel file that you want to do in a Power BI. For me, I want to do a Superstore US in 2015 and open it. In a business scenario where you want to analyze sales data by year and geography, you can also use a stacked column chart to provide a high-level overview of total sales, while also showcasing the percentage breakdown for each geography within a given year. And now we should order and transform data. What is transform data? Transform data function is to modify the data before loading it into the Power BI, you can remove column and edit column in the transform function. And also, if your headline is not a topic, but it's on the line 1, you can click your first row as a header, but in this file it's already on the headline. Also, you can remove a column here. So this file is not need to edit everything, so close and apply. For the visualization that we need to work out today is 100% stacked column chart, and you click it. And now for the right hand side is the data, the information that you want to know. Okay, now I want to cell the sum of cell and click the cell. And it gives me this one big number which is all the cell. Now I'm going to add up the quality order and the unit of price. Also the order ID. For the x-axis, we need to put the product name. And yes, you can see that x-axis is the product name and the y-axis is the percentage, the sum of cell. And when you click on the bar chart, you can see the percentage on it. And this one is on is 88.52%. For the other one is sum of unit price. You can click on it with 11%. You can choose every bar that you want to know, and you can see the percentage beside here. The static column chart is the idea when you want to showcase the proportionate contributions of different parts to a whole while also focusing on the overall value.
Now we are going to create a 100% stack bar chart, but what is it? 100% stack bar chart is a type of bar chart that represents categorical data using rectangular bars, where the range of each bar corresponds to the proportion of the total category it represents. In a 100% stack bar chart, the total height of the bar is always equal to 100% of the chart's height. To create it, at first we need to have the data which download from the source, but in this case I like to import from the Excel that I got, so I click on it. That file is Superstore. It takes a few seconds to download. Then I select only data as I want to show only this in the chart. It can be seen like this, so I click transform as I like to edit something. So as you can see, we have a lot of columns, so I need to remove some of them that we don't need. So I click here, remove column. Yeah. And I don't want customer name. And also product name, remove. And the order ID, remove column and remove other things. Here what we need. Then we click close and apply. We have a report view, data view, and model view, so we click on this one. Yeah, that data was on the data view already, and we back to the report view. I need to click on the other on the right side and I select all. It shows the chart that we want. As you can see, there is a column, there is a bar here. It represents like furniture, other supplies and technology. Here like the count of customer ID, sum of quantity. And if we point on the color, it will show the detail of it in each of them here. Yeah, and this is all for example of 100% stack bar chart.
Now to the next visualization, which is the line graph, which this line graph it represents the relationship between two variables over like a specific period of time. And this graph is suitable for displaying trends and patterns, and they commonly used to visualize sales performance, the growth of some data or something like that. And in this case, the way I would input data inside, so I would just choose the sample data set here that Power BI provide for us, since I think that the data already suitable for the line graph. So I can just add in the data set here instead of importing it directly from the Excel. So here we can just click on the financial, and then the right side we can see the preview of the data, so we can make sure that the data is correct. And then once we are sure of that, we can just click on load and then let Power BI load the data. It's just gonna take for like a few seconds only. And then once it appears in this page, we can just navigate back to the data view to see again if the data was correct or not, and then just go back to the original page, and then we can just input our visualization here. So in the visualization tab, I can click on this icon to generate this empty graph, and then expand it by pulling the corners, and then I can add in the data. So in the data tab here, I can just roll down the financials and then see which data I want to input in there. So for example, I want to input, let's say, the month name. Let's see, I want to see the profit for each month. So Power BI is like very smart, so it can automatically generate us the chart which shows the highest profit. Here would be the October, and then gradually comes down to the lowest profit, which is March. So let's say I want to add more data. I can just input more data in there. Let's say I want to add sales in there. I want to add like different segments. For example, I want to see how each segments perform. I can visualize it easily that way. So let's see another like set here. Let's see if I want to add like product inside the let's say in each country, for example. Remove this sales country product. Let's see, product profit. Okay, so here we can see like in each country, we can see how each country perform in terms of like the profit, and as well as the product as well, how each product perform in each country. So you can see the Paseo from all the country performs the best here, except in the Germany, which Velo performs better a little bit. So that's pretty much like data visualization for a line graph. And then for the visualization here, we can also customize it a little bit as well. So if for somebody they want to be more to make the visualization more beautiful, they can just, let's say, change the font here a little bit. we can change the font. We can, let's say, add on like effects, change the background to be something like here, and then let's say I want to change the transparency here. So just individualize your data pretty much. So basically, in conclusion, what line graph does here is that it is particularly useful for like showing how variable changes over time and like comparing multiple data series together.
Okay, let's talk about Leda chart. We need to download the Leda chart from the Microsoft Office.com, and a Leda chart, also known as a spider chart or star chart, is a two-dimensional chart type designed to plot one or more series of values over multiple quantitative variables. Each variable is given its own axis, all of which are then connected together to form a ladder finger, often a polygon. Data charts are useful for comparing several different data sets at once. For instance, it could be used to provide an overview of the performance of a student across multiple disciplines or compare the skill sets of different individuals. However, they can become hard to interpret when there are many variables or data series. And when we download the data chart, you can click on the here, get more visual, and import visual from a file. And click the data chart that you download in the Microsoft.com and click open. You can see a data chart here. And then you need to upload your file. And click the file that you want to do in the Power BI. Okay, let's start to do the visualization of the data chart. We need to click the data chart that we want to do. And now we want to know about the cell of each product container. So click on the sum of the cell and the product container.
Okay, from this data, we want to know the product container and the cell. So as you can see, it shows the container here, wrap bag or small pack, and these are the amount of cells here. If we click on the point, it will show the sum of it. Like it shows the product container, which is small box, and the sum of cell, which is 47k, and these are represent all the product container, and these are all for the data chart.